The most powerful way to rise above your challenges is by rebuilding yourself from within. The greatest project you'll ever work on is the one that shapes you into who you want to be. When you choose to rebuild yourself, you are choosing to grow, and growth is the only way forward. Rebuilding isn't about fixing the past version of you, it's about creating the person you want to become. Let me ask you something. Do you feel like you're stuck in a place you don't want to be? Maybe you've tried to change before, but nothing seems to work, and that can be so frustrating, right? Rebuilding yourself isn't easy, but it's absolutely possible. The truth is, change doesn't happen overnight. It requires careful planning, hard work, and the right mindset. But imagine what your life could look like if you truly committed to rebuilding yourself, physically, mentally, and emotionally. In this video, I'm going to share 10 powerful steps to help you rebuild your life and become the person you've always wanted to be. These steps aren't just things to do. They are essential strategies to help you transform. The first step is to make your goals specific and actionable. You cannot rebuild a better version of yourself if you don't know exactly what that version looks like. Picture walking into a construction site without a blueprint. Chaos, right? The same thing happens in life. Without a clear picture of where you're headed, you'll waste time, energy, and potential. So today, let's focus on how you can create goals that are not just clear, but also actionable. The first step toward rebuilding yourself is clarity. Clarity starts with setting goals, but not just any goals, specific, actionable ones. You can't rebuild a better version of yourself if you don't know what that version looks like. Imagine you walk into a building site without any plans, tools everywhere, materials in disarray, no order or structure in sight. It's pure chaos. This is what your life will be like if you don't have a clear vision of where you want to go. It'll waste your time and energy. So, today, let's talk about how you can set goals that are both specific and actionable. To do this, start with the core question. What do you truly want? This question might feel overwhelming because it forces you to look deep within yourself. What you want should come from you, not from your family, society, or the expectations of others. It needs to be about your desires, your dreams, and your ambitions. Too many people live their lives chasing what others expect of them, and in doing so, they end up unfulfilled. Don't let that happen to you. Take time to sit down with a pen and paper. Yes, actually write it down and ask yourself, what do I truly want in my life? Be honest with yourself. Once you know what you want, you need to make it specific. For example, if your goal is financial freedom, don't just say, I want to be rich. That's vague and doesn't have a direction. Instead, say, I want to earn $100,000 a year by starting an online business by the end of 2025. Why? That's clarity and direction. You've transformed a broad idea into a concrete goal. And when you have something specific to work toward, your mind can focus. Your energy won't be scattered, and your actions will have purpose. Remember this, celebration occurs when you define your purpose, and your actions will have purpose. Now, big goals can feel intimidating. It's easy to look at a mountain and feel overwhelmed. But here's the key. Break that big goal down into smaller, manageable steps. If your goal is to start an online business, your first step could be researching the market. After that, You might identify a product or service to offer. Then, you could begin building a website or creating a marketing plan. Take it one step at a time. Action creates momentum, and momentum builds confidence. Speaking of confidence, let's dive into it. Confidence doesn't come from wishing things were different. It doesn't appear magically. Confidence is built through action. Every small step you take toward your goal strengthens your belief in yourself. And let me tell you, without belief in yourself, nothing else matters. No strategy, no advice, no tools will work if you don't believe you can do it. Belief is the foundation of all progress. It keeps you moving forward when times get tough. And trust me, there will be tough days. Now, there's another important aspect to this process: deadlines. A goal without a deadline is just a wish. Deadlines give your goals urgency. They force you to act instead of procrastinating. If your goal is to get in shape, don't just say, "I want to lose weight." Be specific, like, "I want to lose 15 pounds in 3 months by working out 4 times a week and eating healthier." The deadline gives your goal purpose and transforms it from an idea into a commitment. When you commit, you're much more likely to follow through. Tracking progress is crucial. You can't improve what you don't measure. If your goal is financial, track your earnings each week. If it's fitness, track your weight or how many push-ups you can do. Tracking shows you where you stand and motivates you as you see progress. If the numbers aren't moving, tracking helps you figure out what's not working so you can adjust your approach. Accountability is another key factor that many people overlook. Goals are easy to ignore when no one else knows about them. Share your goals with someone you trust, a mentor, a friend, or even a coach. Having someone who checks in on your progress or cheers you on can make all the difference. Accountability isn't just about someone to report to. It's about having someone who believes in you and supports your journey. That kind of support can make all the difference. You also need to surround yourself with the right people. Rebuilding yourself isn't a solo journey. You need people who lift you up, not those who drag you down. Take a hard look at the people around you. Are they encouraging and inspiring you to be better? If not, it's time to make some changes. The people you spend time with can greatly impact your mindset and motivation. Another key step is to revisit your goals regularly. Life changes, and so do your priorities. What felt important 6 months ago might not feel as urgent today. And that's okay. Adjusting your goals doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're evolving. Reassess your goals every few months. Are they still aligned with where you want to go? If they are, double down. If not, don't be afraid to pivot. Flexibility is a strength, not a weakness. The key is to stay committed to the process of growth, even if the destination shifts. Flexibility with yourself is what matters, and flexibility is what will shift. Now, here's a challenge for you today. Sit down and write down one specific and actionable goal. Just one. Break it into steps, set a deadline, find someone to hold you accountable, and most importantly, take the first step before the day ends. Because the truth is, rebuilding yourself doesn't happen overnight. It's a process, a journey, and it begins with the simple decision to act. To rebuild yourself, you also need a strong daily routine. A solid foundation is built on the way you spend your day. How you spend your day shapes who you become. If you wake up aimlessly, drift through the day without focus, and end the day feeling unaccomplished, you're not moving forward. You're standing still. To create a better version of yourself, your daily routine must be intentional, productive, and aligned with your goals. Let's start with your mornings. How you begin your day sets the tone for everything that follows. Wake up at a consistent time, even on weekends. This builds discipline and helps your body and mind fall into a rhythm. Avoid reaching for your phone first thing in the morning. Instead, spend the first 30 minutes doing activities that energize and focus you. This could be journaling, meditating, exercising, or even just drinking a glass of water. These small actions set the stage for a productive day and make them non-negotiable. They are not optional. They are part of who you are. Your routine also needs to have clear priorities. It's not just about being busy, it's about being effective. Before your day starts, decide what the most important things are that you must accomplish. These should be tasks that move you closer to your goals. They don't need to be big tasks, but they must matter. For example, if your goal is to improve your health, one of your tasks might be preparing healthy meals for the day. If your goal is financial, you could spend 30 minutes learning about investments or saving strategies. But you can't spend 30 minutes learning about yourself. Time management is another critical component. Break your day into blocks of time, each dedicated to a specific task. For example, you might set aside an hour in the morning for focused work and use the afternoon for less demanding tasks. Make sure to schedule breaks. Your brain needs rest to stay sharp. A 10-minute break every hour can keep you energized. If you're most alert in the morning, use that time for the most important work, not social media or distractions. Movement is another crucial part of your routine. Physical activity isn't just for your body, it's for your mind too. Whether it's a quick walk, a full workout, or just a few stretches, make sure you're moving every day. Movement boosts energy, clears your mind, and helps you feel strong. It doesn't matter if you're running marathons or lifting weights. Just move and stay consistent. Finally, let's talk about how you end your day. How you close your day is just as important as how you start it. Use the last hour before bed to reflect and prepare. Write down what you accomplished, what went well, and what you could improve. Don't beat yourself up. This is about learning and growing. Plan your tasks for the next day so you wake up with a clear direction. Avoid screens an hour before bed and instead read something inspiring or spend time with loved ones. Consistency is key. Real growth happens by showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. Drink plenty of water, keep a bottle with you throughout the day, and aim for half your body weight in ounces daily. Stay hydrated to stay focused and energized. A strong immune system is crucial for maintaining energy. Eat well, exercise, manage stress, and get enough sleep. You can also support your immune system with vitamins and supplements. A strong immune system helps you stay on track without interruptions. Lastly, pay attention to your environment. Are you surrounded by negativity? Are you spending time with people who drain your energy or add stress to your life? Evaluate your surroundings and create a space that supports your growth. Surround yourself with people who support your growth and avoid those who bring you down. You'll notice an improvement in your energy levels when you eliminate toxic influences from your life and invest time in positive and uplifting relationships. Focusing on your health and energy isn't just about looking or feeling good in the moment, it's about building a strong foundation for everything you want to achieve. When you make your health a priority, you're giving yourself the best chance to perform at your highest potential, tackle challenges head on, and remain consistent in your journey. Health and energy are the pillars that support everything else you want to accomplish. Without them, it's impossible to rebuild yourself. Take care of both your body and mind, and they will take care of you. Failure and mistakes are inevitable parts of the journey toward rebuilding yourself. The key to growth doesn't lie in avoiding them, but in learning from them. Every failure offers an opportunity to become better, stronger, and more capable. If you're not making mistakes, it's likely that you're not pushing yourself hard enough. So let's talk about how you can turn each setback into a setup for something greater. First, let's address the fear of failure. It's natural to fear failing, but you need to change how you see that fear. Failure is not the end of the road. It's part of the process. Every successful person you admire has failed many times. What separates those who succeed from those who don't is how they handle failure. Successful individuals don't let failure stop them. They learn from it and use it as a stepping stone to future success. Failure serves as a teacher. It shows you where you went wrong and helps you figure out how to do better next time. If you stop at failure, you stop your progress, but if you embrace it, you unlock lessons that can propel you forward. The first step in learning from failure is to accept it. Stop running from it and stop letting your mistakes define you. Instead of seeing failure as something negative, see it as an opportunity to grow. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What went wrong? And how can I do better next time? Every failure carries a lesson, but that lesson is only useful if you're open to learning from it. Don't beat yourself up about it. Learn, adjust, and keep moving forward. Next, develop resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back stronger after a setback. It's not about never falling down, it's about how quickly you get back up. When you fail, it's important to give yourself some time to process the situation. But don't stay stuck. Don't dwell in self-pity or disappointment. Instead, remind yourself that this is part of the journey. Everyone fails at some point. What matters is what you do after that. Dust yourself off, take the lessons learned, and get back to work. Every time you rise after a failure, you build mental and emotional strength, and resilience becomes an essential tool as you rebuild yourself. Failures also remind you that you are pushing your limits. When you try something new or step out of your comfort zone, you're more likely to make mistakes. But that's where growth happens. Without failure, you wouldn't know where your limits are or what you need to improve. Embrace the challenges, knowing that even if you don't succeed right away, you're building the skills, mindset, and perseverance that will get you closer to your goal. You must also separate your identity from your failure. Too often, people equate failing with being a failure themselves. But that's not true. Failing doesn't make you a failure. It makes you someone who is trying, someone who is daring to take a chance. You can always try again. And each time you do, you grow. Understand that failing at something doesn't define who you are. It simply shows that you took a risk. And risk is necessary for growth. Every successful person has failed at some point, but they never let those mistakes define them. They use those mistakes to fuel their next attempt. Self-reflection is another crucial part of learning from failure. After you fail, take some time to evaluate what happened. Look at the situation objectively. What were the contributing factors? Did you lack preparation? Were you too impatient? Did you fail to ask for help when you needed it? Get clear on what went wrong so you can make adjustments moving forward. Self-reflection helps you identify areas for improvement and makes it easier to make better decisions next time. It's also important to understand that failure doesn't always happen because of one big mistake. Often it's a series of small errors that accumulate. Instead of getting discouraged by one big failure, break it down into smaller parts. What can you learn from each step? What was the moment when things started to go wrong? When you pinpoint the smaller mistakes, you can avoid them in the future. Breaking down a failure into manageable parts makes it less overwhelming and actionable. Don't forget to surround yourself with the right people when you experience failure. You'll meet people who support you, encourage you to get back on track, and share their own stories of failure and recovery. You don't have to go through this process alone. Find a mentor, a coach, or even a friend who can help you put things into perspective. They'll remind you that failure is part of life, not something that defines you. These people can offer guidance, wisdom, and encouragement, making it easier for you to keep going. Never be afraid to fail forward. That means taking what you've learned from your failures and applying it in a way that moves you closer to your goals. Don't get stuck in the cycle of making the same mistake over and over again. Use your failures to change your approach, develop better strategies, and refine your skills. When you fail forward, every mistake becomes an investment in your future success. Each failure turns into an asset that propels you toward your goals. Staying resilient and adaptable is also key to rebuilding yourself. Life is unpredictable. You can have the best plans in place, but things won't always go according to them. The key to lasting change and growth isn't about perfection. It's about your ability to bounce back when things don't go as planned. Resilience and adaptability are your greatest allies on this journey. Resilience isn't a skill you're born with. It's a muscle you build over time. Life will test you, whether it's a personal setback, a professional challenge, or an unexpected turn of events. You will face obstacles that threaten to derail your progress. The question isn't if these obstacles will arise, but how you'll respond when they do. Being resilient means staying strong when everything feels like it's falling apart. It's the ability to keep moving forward no matter how tough things become. To build resilience, focus on what you can control. Pay attention to the actions you can take today, rather than getting overwhelmed by the bigger picture. When things get tough, it's easy to feel paralyzed by everything that's going wrong, but that's when you need to focus on what's in front of you. Take one small step forward, no matter how insignificant it may seem. These small actions will create momentum, and momentum is powerful. Every small victory builds your resilience and strengthens your resolve. Adaptability is just as crucial as resilience. If resilience is about staying strong, adaptability is about adjusting to changing circumstances. Life doesn't always give you what you expect, and sometimes your original plan won't work. That's where adaptability comes in. It's the ability to change course without losing sight of your ultimate goal. Adaptability is about staying flexible and willing to pivot when you face challenges that require a new approach. When you're rebuilding yourself, expect that things won't always go according to plan. You'll encounter roadblocks, detours, and unexpected circumstances. The more rigid your approach, the harder it will be to adjust. Adaptability requires an open mind. It's easy to get attached to your original plan and feel disappointed when things don't work out. But now is the time to let go of your attachment to outcomes and be open to new opportunities. Sometimes failure isn't the end of the road, it's the start of a new direction. If you're willing to embrace that, you can turn a setback into an opportunity for growth. Adaptability also means accepting change. Change can be uncomfortable, but it's inevitable. Whether you like it or not, you'll have to change, learn, and grow in ways you didn't expect. But every time you do, you build a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. It's also essential to recognize that resilience doesn't mean doing it all alone. When things get tough, reach out to others. Seek advice, talk to mentors, or simply share your struggles with those who care about you. Sometimes all it takes is someone else to help you see the bigger picture or offer a fresh perspective. Asking for help isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. The best people who rebuild themselves understand that they don't have to do it alone. They surround themselves with people who can offer support, guidance, and help them adapt to new circumstances. Lastly, focus on building mental resilience by taking care of your mind. When you constantly face challenges, negative thoughts and self-doubt are likely to creep in. It's essential to protect your mindset and focus on solutions rather than problems. When you face difficulties, remind yourself that setbacks are temporary. What matters is how you respond. Don't let negative emotions take over. Practice positive self-talk, meditate, or do anything that helps you stay mentally strong. Your mind is a powerful tool, and when you use it well, it can help you stay resilient and adaptable, no matter what life throws your way. Resilience and adaptability aren't just about surviving life's challenges, they're about thriving despite them. When you can face obstacles head-on, remain flexible, and keep moving forward, you set yourself up for success. You can't control everything that happens in life, but you can control how you respond. And when you build the muscle of resilience and adaptability, you'll find that nothing can stop you from rebuilding yourself into the person you want to become. those who have despised you, those who have confronted you, and those who have underestimated you have no idea what is about to happen to them. Pay attention to what I am about to say. When we are harmed, we must not allow it to corrupt our true nature. As Wayne Dyer wisely said, to be a Christian means to forgive the inexcusable, because God has forgiven the inexcusable in you. It is unhealthy for resentment to grow into bitterness in our hearts, and we should not nurse feelings of revenge. It is crucial to place all our grievances into God's hands, trusting that He will deal with them in His time. In Proverbs 24:29, it says, "Do not say, 'I'll do to them as they have done to me, I'll pay them back for what they did.'" This verse highlights the importance of leaving matters of vengeance to God. We must believe that He will handle all who bring harm to us in His own perfect way. This allows us to release any bitterness or desire for revenge and keeps our hearts at peace, focusing on what is pleasing to God. Wayne Dyer also reminds us that we must lay before God what is within us, not what we think should be in us. This encourages us to bring our struggles honestly before God, trusting in His justice and mercy. Those who tried to harm you, those who mocked you or belittled you, have no idea what awaits them. If you are chosen, you will hear this message now, because God's plan is unfolding for you. Those who rose against you will have to answer to God. Consider the example of the prophet Daniel. He was thrown into the lion's den because of the envy of other leaders. But instead of despairing, Daniel placed his situation in God's hands. He declared that God would send His angel to shut the lions' mouths, and indeed, God did act, and Daniel emerged unharmed. None of those who accused him escaped the consequences. This is a divine law, and no one will escape the justice of God. Another example is Joseph, who was sold into slavery by his own brothers. Instead of taking revenge when he had the chance, Joseph chose to forgive. He saw that it was part of God's greater plan. He told his brothers, "Do not be afraid. Am I in the place of God? You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." Joseph's life demonstrates that, even in the most difficult and humiliating circumstances, God will fight the battles of His chosen ones. God's justice is certain, and it will come at the right time. Even when things seem stagnant or when we appear to be at a disadvantage, remember that in the spiritual realm, God is already moving the pieces into place for your victory. His timing is perfect, and His actions will lead to a time of conquest for you. One of the key truths to understand is that no matter how the situation appears, God is at work behind the scenes. In the story of Joseph, we see how faith and trust in God helped him rise from captivity to a place of great leadership. This journey of Joseph is a powerful symbol of overcoming human adversity through faith in God. It shows that God's justice will come, and those who trust in Him will receive their victory, no matter how impossible the circumstances may seem. The message God is delivering to you today is simple yet profound. Your struggle, your affront, your pain will not bring you down. It may seem like you are in a period of difficulty, but Wayne Dyer said that hardships often prepare ordinary people for extraordinary destinies. God whispers to us in our pleasures, speaks in our conscience, but He shouts to us in our pain. It is His megaphone to a deaf world. Stay alert, because God has orchestrated this moment. Not a single raindrop falls without God's consent, and if you are hearing these words, it is because God knew your heart needed this encouragement today. He is telling you, "I know what you have been through, I see your pain, and I will resolve this for you." The Lord has spoken to me today to tell you that He is taking control of this situation. The period of dishonor in your life is ending, and God is taking the reins of your battle. When we face offense, the natural response is to want to seek justice ourselves, to react harshly and speak out. But God is asking you to remain silent, breathe deeply, and do not utter a word, because it is He who will vindicate you. Remember the words of Wayne Dyer: humility is not thinking less of yourself, it's thinking of yourself less. Do not complain or lament. Instead, trust that God is at work. He will justify you, and you will not need to defend yourself. God also wants you to prepare for something incredible. He will vindicate you. and He will compensate you for all the pain, loss, and challenges you have faced. The doors that God will open for you in this season will compensate for all the adversities, all the losses, all the battles. It may seem like you've been falling behind, like disappointment and injustice have piled up against you, but listen closely when God speaks to someone. Something is happening, or something is about to happen. This is a time of breakthrough. The period of dishonor is over. You will see doors open, relationships flourish, and opportunities you've been waiting for come to fruition. Everything that seemed delayed or stagnant will begin to move in your favor. You will see things flowing more smoothly, and you will experience God's goodness in ways you never expected. This message is not just words, it is a prophetic declaration for your life. As you hear it, you are already stepping into a new season. The weight of all your struggles will be lessened, and in its place, the weight of God's glory will be revealed in your life. What God is about to do will surpass anything you imagined, something beyond the natural, something supernatural. Right now, at this very moment, God is shifting things in your favor. It may not look like it yet, but trust that change is happening. You are receiving a touch from God, and you are stepping into a season of blessing and divine justice. Those who have mocked you, humiliated you, and harmed you will see God's hand at work in your life, and they will not escape His judgment. As Wayne Dyer said, there are far, far better things ahead than any we leave behind. This is the truth that God wants you to hold on to today. The best is yet to come, and it is on its way. Raise your hands and glorify God, for He is working on your behalf. You can feel His presence now, moving powerfully and preparing to manifest His promises in your life. Please make sure to leave your name in the comments of this video so I can present it to God. Also, I invite you to write today's phrase to invoke the power of faith. A period of justice and reward begins today in my life. Write this phrase as a declaration to formalize our prayer in the spiritual realm, a new season of justice and reward that is starting right now in your life. If this video has touched your heart, please leave a like. It's really important, and I ask for it not out of vanity, but because it will help this message reach more people. My goal is to spread this powerful message, and so do you. You have your own purpose, just like I have mine. My purpose is to pray, preach, and minister to those in need, and your purpose is to be a light in the lives of others. You are a warrior of light, a shining example, an angel in disguise living among us as a human being. You have been entrusted with the beautiful mission of spreading the Word of God, so I encourage you to take action right now. Share this video with 3 people you care about. Simply copy the link to this video and send it to 3 friends on WhatsApp. You can also add it to your WhatsApp status so even more people can be blessed through this message. Remember, you will receive double honor for every share, for every time you send this message out to others. Now, I want to take this time to pray for you in your life. Every single obstacle that you're facing will be overcome because we are here to support you. We are together in this, and your journey is not one that you have to walk alone. Together we will rise. Let us now listen to the powerful and inspiring words from Psalm 46. God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in times of trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth gives way and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, and the mountains quake with their surging. There is a river whose streams make glad the city of God, the holy place where the Most High dwells. God is within her, she will not fall. God will help her at the break of day. The nations rage, the kingdoms totter, He utters His voice, and the earth melts. The Lord Almighty is with us, the God of Jacob is our fortress. He will lift you up with His hands, so that your feet will not strike against a stone. You will have the strength to overcome great challenges. You will tread upon obstacles and difficulties, because you love God. He will rescue you and keep you safe, for you know His name. When you call on Him, He will answer you. He will be with you in times of trouble. He will deliver you and honor you. He will give you a long life and show you His salvation. This psalm reminds us that no matter what storms we face in life, we are not alone. Even when things seem impossible, we have God by our side, and He will always be there to guide us, protect us, and deliver us. You are never alone in your battles, and with God's help, every challenge will be overcome. Now, I want to offer a prayer for you specifically for your life. Father, you have revealed to me that there is a divine purpose for this person, and wherever this prayer reaches, let your providence also reach. Lord, I ask that you take full possession of this environment, this house, and this home. You are the sovereign of everything, holding all power and authority. When you decide to act, no one can stand in your way. You are my Father, the Lord of all answers. Who can challenge you? No one, because you are invincible. Your word says that even before the day begins, you are already at work. Who can stop you? No one can stop you, Lord. I can feel your presence here right now, and I am interceding for this person who is facing difficult times. Please, share in the comments the difficulties you are facing. It doesn't matter whether it's unemployment, debt, health issues, family struggles, or any other situation. Let me know what it is that you are going through right now. I am praying for you at this moment. My God, I ask that you enter this battle for this person, and I believe that this trial will be overcome right now in this very moment. I ask that you grant victory to this person, Lord. Father, position this person where they need to be, and bring into their life the right people who will bring peace, joy, and blessing. Let them experience your divine justice now. May those who have caused harm, pain, and suffering feel your presence and your justice today. I pray that this person who hears me now will be rewarded with a season of double honor which begins today in their life. Let this period of justice and reward start now. Father, prevail in their life with victory. Open doors for them in every area in their love life, their professional life, their finances, their health, and the health of those they love. I pray for their family relationships and their endeavors. Let every barrier that stands in their way fall down now, in this moment, without delay. In the name of Jesus, I pray that your blessings overflow into their life. Now, let us pray together. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. As we conclude this prayer, remember that the power of prayer is real. It's not just words, it's a connection to God. The more you speak to Him, the stronger your relationship with Him becomes. In moments of doubt or difficulty, turn to Him and trust in His guidance. Trust that He will open the right doors for you, close the wrong ones, and bring people into your life who will support you. You are never alone. Your life has a purpose, and that purpose is to be a beacon of light to others. You were created for greatness, and no matter what you're facing today, I want you to know that God is with you. His plans for you are good, and He will see you through every storm. Keep praying, keep believing, and keep trusting that God's perfect timing is always at work in your life. Now, as we close, take a moment to reflect on your life. What dreams do you have? What struggles are you facing? Trust that God will guide you, protect you, and open new paths for you. He has already gone ahead of you and prepared the way. Let your heart be filled with peace, knowing that God's hand is upon your life. With Him, nothing is impossible. In the end, remember that you are a warrior of light. You are an ambassador of God's love, His truth, and His grace. Your mission is to spread His word, to inspire others, and to be a living example of His love and faith. Keep walking in His path, and He will always lead you to victory. May God bless you abundantly in every area of your life.